Morning, guys. How we doing? Morning. All right. So today we are getting a little bit of a push in the pre-market, right? And I am sometimes a little bit weary of big pre-market pushes. A little bit weary of big pre-market pushes. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, let's go Rangers. We pushed right into a 12.550 12.550 resistance. This is the resistance that we talked about yesterday about potentially reaching on the upside, and we got right to it this morning, and we are rejecting it right now. So do we give back some of this pre-market move? That's something I'll definitely be watching for today. This 12.550 area to the upside looks very difficult. Hold on. My computer just tried to restart on me. That would not be good. Okay. So we got our pre-market push. It looks like we have a little bit of positivity out of China. We have good Home Depot. We have bad Walmart, and then we have Jerome Powell speaking today, and the retail sales at 8:30. So we got some stuff to watch out for, and we have a pre-market push, and we need to look at the levels that we're sitting at right now. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's go ahead and get started. Press that like button if you want to support the channel. If you want to be an early supporter. Let's go ahead. Oh, I didn't change this. Hold on. Let me change this. There we go. All right. And that is not spelled correctly. I just realized that. So real quick, guys, this is the last stream, not Steam, of the week there at the bottom. Unfortunately, I am, I guess I can't really say unfortunately, but I am going to a wedding for my good friend, one of my best friends. He's getting married this week in New Jersey. So I will be going to New Jersey for his wedding. So unfortunately, I will not be able to be here and stream. So, I'm happy I'm going, but I got to be honest, guys. I do really enjoy doing this. So I'm a little bit upset that I won't be able to be here and won't be able to trade, won't be able to make videos. But it's for good reason. So unfortunately, today is the last stream of the week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I will be out. Sucks. Yeah, Chef, message me on Instagram. I'll let you know where I'm at. No, I'm not gonna let everyone know where I'm at, but I'll let you know, Chef. So that's that. I just wanted to clear that up. So today is the 17th of May. Futures, as always. But yeah, he's getting demoted from the bachelor ranks, is right. We had a good time on his bachelor party, though, so it's time for him to be demoted. So futures, economic earnings calendar, we'll take a look at that. XLP, XLV, guys, we talked about this yesterday, and these were very strong sectors. XLV, XLP, healthcare and consumer staples, very strong sectors yesterday. And I would definitely be watching these again today. They are both up in the pre-market, and they look very strong, in my opinion, off some nice support areas. So let's take a look at that. BABA holding up this morning. Some Chinese strength over the overnight. You can see BABA gapping up. I want to share with you guys the chart that I'm looking at on BABA. Home Depot, nice earnings this morning on HD. Needs to break over a pretty key 320 level. We'll be watching that. Maybe retail sales helps it a little bit. Apple, I forgot to add XLE in that. So XLP, XLV, and XLE, all three of those sectors very strong. Apple, 150 resistance. I would watch that. Tesla needs 760 today, or it's not going to go anywhere. The 760 level is a must break. NVIDIA must break 180 today. As well. So those are the two big upside moves that I need to see break to the upside to feel any more confidence there. Boeing, 120 support. So Boeing's has fallen to the big C levels, and it's holding this 120 level. Want to share that with you guys. Very interesting. And then finally, Facebook off 200. Facebook is turning 200 into support this morning. And Facebook was actually a pretty strong outperformer yesterday. So definitely a stock that I want to keep an eye out for. We're also going to look at Walmart and Target. And I'll probably throw in a few others like Shopify as well. But Walmart and Target are interesting today. I'm actually looking to see if I can play Target to the downside this morning off of Walmart's earnings. There's a very nice rejection setting up on Target. So I want to show you guys that as well. I didn't get to add it into the schedule. So that's our schedule today. We'll look at obviously some other stuff. And then, of course, if you guys want to put some tickers, if you are a supporter of the live stream, if you guys are a member of the live stream, if you press that join button down below the video, you can become a member and you will gain access to the Google Docs. And coming soon, I have some really cool stuff coming out for people that are on the live stream. going to be creating something new, another way to give back. So stay tuned for that. I'm excited for that. So let's start with the economic calendar. So this economic calendar I have does not have the Jerome Powell news on it, but I'll just let you know that at 2 o'clock today, Jerome Powell is speaking. Did they add it here? They did add it. Look at this. They added it. Funny. So yesterday, this was not here. So Market Watch added this to their economic calendar. Very interesting. So you guys can see, I didn't even know James Bullard speaking right now. So James Bullard speaking right now. I wonder if there's any updates on that right now from Walter. Let's see. See, nothing coming out really. So retail sales, 8:30, guys. This is big, right? Retail sales. No, you should never buy anything at open, actually. That's not. You don't just buy buy blindly at open. You got to wait to see what happens. Retail sales this morning. Let's see how that reacts. Let's keep an eye on the retail names. We have 2 o'clock. Fed Chair Jerome Powell interviewed by Wall Street Journal. So he'll be speaking there. Wall Street Journal speaking about inflation at 2 o'clock. So we need to see how this affects the market as well. And then finally, just a little bit of some Fed president speaking later on the day. Thursday, jobless claims, and that's about it. So really, today, 2 o'clock, Fed Chair Jerome Powell, and then retail sales, 8:30 this morning are the big ones on the economic. On the earnings side, this morning, we had Home Depot, Walmart, right here. So we had Home Depot, Walmart this morning, JD, C Limited, some other smaller names, OnCloud. Tomorrow we have Target, Lowe's. So this Walmart and Home Depot today should influence where Target and Lowe's goes today. So I would watch Target and Lowe's today for the same sympathy off of Home Depot and Walmart. So it looks maybe Lowe's to the upside if the Home Depot strength continues, and maybe Walmart and Target to the downside if that earnings continuation is there. Now, of course, we need to watch out for retail sales because retail sales will affect these stocks as well. So let's see how retail sales comes out. It could over-exaggerate the upside on Home Depot, Lowe's, or it could over-exaggerate the downside on Walmart, Target, depending on how retail sales looks in about 20 minutes. So let's keep an eye on that. That's really the end of the interesting earnings for the week. You got some little stuff here, but nothing very interesting. So I'm really interested to see what Target, Lowe's say there. Lulu? Is Lulu reporting? No. Okay. All right. So that's that. Let's go ahead and start with the futures. Let's go ahead and do it. All right, guys. So where did we push into right here, right? This is the 1 minute chart. Where did we push into right here? This big green area that we have. I didn't touch these charts today, right? This is the level we were talking about yesterday that we need to break over. And we are right there today. So you guys can see on the 1 hour chart here, we are sitting right at this last week's highs. You have Friday's lows. You have Monday's highs, Tuesday's highs, Wednesday's highs, Thursday's or Friday's highs, and we are sitting at it right now. So, what do you think, right? Do you think this rejects? Do you think we see it push back down to 12.2 and remain in this channel? Or do you think today's the day where we break out? And if we do break out, do we get the retest and do we start to push into that big resistance? That's sort of what I'm watching today. What happens at this supply? If I am someone looking for calls, I would not be someone buying calls right at open. I would need to wait to see this break, right? I would not be someone buying calls at open into supply. I would wait to see, does this break? Does it retest? If it gives me some confirmation, like something like this, starts to hold 12.5 intraday, then I'll maybe try to play it. But I am not going to be the one buying calls into this huge supply zone that you can clearly see in the hourly chart. So that's very strong. Let's keep an eye on that. Good morning, Brad. How are you? So that's the first big watch, right? 12.550. This is no joke. This is a big level here. See this? Rejection, 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 rejection. You're already rejecting in the morning. So where does this pull back to, right? Let's get an idea of where this could pull back to. Well, the first thing that I'll say is that yesterday's hold of 12.2 was very nice, right? I really like that. I like how we held 12.2. I really do. So you can see all day yesterday, if we go to the 5-minute chart, all day yesterday, we held this 12.2 level. You can see support, 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 support. We continued to hold 12.2, and we were sort of rejecting around 12.4. So today, off of the fact that we held that 12.2 pretty nicely, I think you got that move. 12.2 again, if you're not aware, 12.2 is a very big level. So let me get some more time. I'm going to show you what that 12.2 level is. 12.2 is this previous low right here. So this low from March, this is 12.207, I think is the low. 12.207 is the low of this March 5th candle. And we held it yesterday all day. This is previous resistance into support. So the fact that we held 12.2 right here all day yesterday, that is definitely a plus, right, for the market. That's a plus. However, that doesn't mean that we're just going to go straight to all-time highs just because we're holding a pivot level like that. So first plus, 12.2 hold yesterday. That's the first thing we take away. That means it's very obvious, right? That means if we give up 12.2 in the future, that is not good, right? If we give up 12.2 in the near future, let's say this week, next week, week after, if we give up 12.2, then you guys know what we're headed. You guys know what's going to happen if we lose 12.2 again. So moving forward, if you want to try to see if there's bear or bullish momentum on this market, you have to hold this level. You cannot drop yesterday's lows. If you drop yesterday's lows, we're headed down. So that's pretty easy to sort of comprehend, sort of structure your day around. As long as NASDAQ's above 12.2, there is possibility for a continuation. If you drop 12.2, I think the momentum is lost, and I think you're moving lower because that is a very important level there that we held all day yesterday. Now, you move up, you reject the next level, right? Now what are you doing? You're in a channel. So what do I think we could see today? What I think we could see today is a retest of yesterday's highs. It's going to be a little bit of a zone, anywhere between 12.4 and 12.370, sort of in this zone right here. I think you could get a retest of this, and then depending on if we want to move higher or not, we're either going to retest this and hold and push back up, or we're going to come back down and lose yesterday's highs. And if the market starts to get weak, maybe off Jerome, maybe off retail sales, I'm not quite sure yet. But if it is weak off Jerome around 2 o'clock, then I would say if you lose yesterday's highs, then you're going to probably retest 12.2, right? Because that's really just the channel that we're in. So, yeah, I think today you're probably going to want to wait for the real move after like 2 o'clock. That's when Jerome Powell is speaking. You'll probably be pretty choppy until then, like Siva's saying. I agree with you there. But if in a perfect world, what I would like to see today, I would like to see this morning pull back to 12.4, right? I don't trust this type of candle. I don't trust this type of price action, guys. This straight up move, right? This straight up move in the pre-market this morning is not something that can be trusted. You do not trust straight up moves. You do not get emotional when you see this type of move. Please do not get emotional because you see a straight up move this morning. We probably will give it back. I'm thinking around 12.4. And then Jerome Powell probably decides, the market probably waits for Jerome Powell either to get that push back to 12.550 or deciding whether we give up yesterday's highs. So that's what I would watch. Right? That is exactly what I would watch. I would watch to see, do we reject this 12.550, which we are already? If we are, do we move down to 12.4, yesterday's highs? Do we hold yesterday's highs? If we do not, do we slip to 12.2? That would be what I'm watching. Now, if market's strong and we get a break over 12.5, you guys can see that there is some room above for us to sort of work with, right? There is definitely some room above this 12.5 for us to work with. We could see something into like 12.750 into these pivot lows here. We could even see something back into 13,000, right? Because this is a pretty free area up here. Up in this zone is pretty free, right? You don't have much resistance, maybe until 12.7, 12.8, and then 13,000. So that's what I'm watching today, guys. You either get the break of 12.550, you get it to hold, and you move higher, right, into maybe 12.8. If you reject 12.550, watch yesterday's highs, see if those hold. If we do not hold yesterday's highs, look for the move back to yesterday's lows, 12.2. That would be sort of my watch today. So that's the NASDAQ, and that is the levels that I am watching. ES. The ES is a little bit stronger this morning. What did the ES do? It is over that level, right? You can see how the NASDAQ is actually still under this level of 12.550. The ES is actually over it. You can see right here. So the ES has pushed above last week's resistance. So the ES is making a higher high week over week as of right now. So what do we need to see today to confirm this upside? I think you're going to see a retest of last week's highs. So right here, guys, if we go to the last 20 days, if we look at this on the 15-minute, what you need to see happen if you want to stay bullish here, you need to see us hold this 4,050, right? You need to see us retest this 4,050, turn this previous resistance, 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 resistance. You need to see all that resistance turn into support. So if we get the pullback to 40.50, you want to see that hold. If it does hold, if it starts to hold up like it did yesterday, you get some wicks here, then I would look to see, right, can we get that continuation? So you're sort of looking for this. Let's do this again. And it's not going to let me, is it? It's too... Yeah, it's not going to be pretty. But you're looking for something like this today, guys. Right? You're looking for this to push, for it to retest, for it to hold these previous highs, start to show you some support like this, like some wicks to the upside, showing you that buyers are now stepping in above this level, and then you can push into the red zone. So if you want to be bullish, this is exactly what you want to see. You want to see that break, which we're above right now. You want to see it come back and retest, and you want to see it hold these previous highs as support. That would be ideal, right? That shows you that there are buyers. That gives you confidence to play this to the upside. So that is what I would be looking for. If the ES fails to hold 40.50, then you're probably just going to trade within this range again. You're probably just going to trade within this range again. If the ES fails 40.50, you're probably going to trade within this range. So that's what I would watch. If you hold this, there's possibility of that push to the upside. Okay. That's what I would watch on the ES today. 40.50 retest. If you fail 40.50, watch the downside. YM. So the YM was able to regain 32.2, which is good. 32.2 was this previous low. And it looks like the Dow's getting some move off of Home Depot earnings this morning as well. So got the support here. You're above it now. What would I look for moving forward? I'd probably look for these lows right around here, 32.8, 32.9. Then you got around these 33.2s. So you got a lot of these sort of shelves here. You can see some shelf here, and you got these lows here that I would watch, lows into highs. So I would watch the 32.8s and then 33.2s. Just see if there's continuation on the Dow today. You have Home Depot, which reported good, which should help the Dow, and you also have healthcare, which is strong. I believe UNH is the strongest or the largest stock in the Dow. So if UNH is strong, that should help the Dow. If healthcare is strong, that should help the Dow. Okay. Russell. So the Russell sort of looks like the ES, right? What did the Russell do yesterday? The Russell broke last week's highs. So that's good, right? You have the last week's highs, and we broke out here in the pre-market. You need to see this. You need to see some consolidation, and that gives you the opportunity to see the push into the 1800s. Right here, previous support. So if you do hold that 1800 on the Russell, if you get a retest, previous highs, turn it into support, and then look to see if you can get that 1840 push. Yeah, I'm still holding my Home Depots. So that's what I would look for in the Russell today. If you guys are trading small caps, I would look for a pullback to 1800 on the RTY, see if it can retest, and then try to find that strength off of it. That looks very similar to the ES. Look how similar that is to the ES. Same exact chart. Right? Same exact chart. All right, guys, so that's the futures. ES outperforming the NASDAQ. ES needs to hold 40.50. If it does not, you're coming down. If it retests 40.50 and holds, you could see some more upside here off a retest. NASDAQ needs to break above 12.5. If it does not break above 12.5 today, you're going to weaken. If you do get a retest, you need it to hold yesterday's highs. You need it to hold yesterday's highs in this zone. If you get a retest, you do not want to give up yesterday's highs. So that's what I would look for. If Jerome Powell comes, and then on top of that, guys, remember, Jerome Powell at 2 o'clock. Jerome Powell usually means that technicals don't matter much around an economic event like when Jerome Powell speaks. So be careful of trusting technicals too much today at 2 o'clock. It's going to cause some volatility, in my opinion. It probably won't be as much as like an FOMC statement or official Federal Reserve meeting, but it will probably jump around a little bit at 2 o'clock. So be careful of that. All right. XLP. So Walmart might bring this down a little bit today, but I did want to share the XLP with you guys because this is a sector that I think you should keep an eye out for. You have the XLP that's been in a very nice uptrend. It's holding the 20 SMA on the weekly chart, holding the 100 SMA on the daily chart. I would keep an eye on the XLP names for more strength here. That is stocks like, if we go to Analyze tab, Procter & Gamble, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Costco, Philip Morris, Mondelez, Altria, Walmart. So you have some of these names that have been performing pretty well. All right, so Procter & Gamble doing pretty well. Altria, not a bad stock as well. It's been uptrending pretty nicely. Pepsi, almost at all-time highs. So keep an eye on the XLP sector. If you're not finding much, it's probably because you're looking at, you're just staring at technology all day. So make sure to keep an eye on XLP. And then the next one is XLV, which is very strong this morning. XLV is up about $1 per share in the pre-market, which is a lot for an ETF. We go to the daily chart on the XLV. This is healthcare. You guys can clearly see what I'm looking at here. You got a quadruple bottom here around 125. Support, 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 support. And you can see that we're starting over the last 3 days. We've had a nice little reaction off this. Now, does this continue? I can't tell you for any type of certainty, but this does look like it's starting to find some support. And because of that, I would watch stocks like UNH, which are on a nice little pullback, probably giving you a nice little discount here off a little uptrend. You can see right here, 1, 2, 3. So maybe this is your opportunity to take something like UNH on a swing trade. right? This is where you should be starting to get interested for swings, right? You don't get interested for swings here, guys. Everyone likes to get interested on swing trades after the stock has been up for 48 days straight, right? This is where I start to get, hey, what do you think? UNH to the upside after 2 months of straight upside? No, that's not where you look for upside. This is where you get interested. You look at the XLV sector. You say, okay, I like XLV. I like the potential for it to hold this 125. And okay, I like that. I like UNH as the largest piece of that ETF. I think that UNH would benefit off that. I like the pullback I'm seeing. I like that it's trying to get above the 100 SMA. Maybe this is a shot that I'm willing to take here. I'm starting to take a look at it. So, most people will buy swing trades here. They'll buy swing trades here. They'll buy swing trades here because it's been going up. They like it here because it's been going up. And pretty much they lose because they just chase the move. If you bought here, right, you had a beautiful swing. Right? If you bought these dips, you had beautiful swings. So, this is definitely something that I'm watching. I don't think I'm ready for it yet because I can see here on the 4 hour that we're still in a pretty nice downtrend, right? On the daily chart, we're still rejecting the 100 SMA. So I'm not saying that, you go balls to the wall right now. You go straight into this thing, but this is where you should be getting interested, right? This is the area you should be getting interested, not up here. So keep an eye on UNH, guys. That looks pretty nice if the healthcare sector heats up. AbbVie got above this 155 level very nicely. So AbbVie is another stock that I would keep an eye out for healthcare to be strong. PFE, another stock that could react off this healthcare strength. J&J is the last one. And then Eli Lilly had a big day yesterday. J&J, another stock that could maybe get above that 180. And then Eli Lilly had a big day yesterday. So let's see if that continues. Almost at all-time highs. So I would watch those sectors, guys. Finally, XLE. Obviously, XLE made new yearly highs here, 83. Because of that, XOM ran and CVX ran, right? Remember we talked about CVX as an opportunity down here? Well, you can see what happened now. CVX is at hit all-time highs today or yesterday. It's actually through it today, pretty substantially. So yeah. XOM, CVX, very nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. We should have been interested in swinging puts this year. Yeah, on tech at least, Mr. TNT. Not everything, right? Swing puts on energy, not so good. But yeah, swing puts on tech. All right, that is the sectors that I would recommend watching this week, guys. XLE, XLP, XLV have been very strong. Next. Looking at BABA. BABA has a gap up this morning. So here's your gap up this morning on BABA. What am I watching here? I am watching this little flag that is forming. So you guys can see right here, we have a little BABA flag that's starting to form. What has BABA been doing? It's been holding this little 83 area, $80, 83 level. 1, 2, 3, right? Nice hold around 80. Starting to create it created a downtrend. Does it break above this downtrend? Do we get over the 100 area? That's really the key, right? Not so much the trend, more about can we break these pivot highs? Can we break these pivot highs? Can we get something like this? Back towards these highs here. All right, that's sort of what I'll be watching. Can we get the downtrend break? Can we get the pivot high break here around 102? And then can we get this continuation on BABA? We'll have to see. China's a questionable topic right now. I don't love trading China stocks, especially swinging them because of the gaps. You never know what way BABA is going to gap, which is just a pain in the you-know-what. So I'm not a big swinger of BABA because of that reason. Just too much risk in my opinion. But, keep an eye on BABA here, guys. It's coming off a nice level. I would at least monitor it today. All right, Home Depot. Very nice earnings on HD this morning, guys. Nice push. Increase in guidance, raises outlook, big earnings beat, surprise same-store sales growth, outlook, raises outlook. What else? Is that it? That's a really big sales beat. $2 billion beat on sales. I'm just sort of reading. Yeah. So I mean, I'm always gonna be buying. I'm always gonna be buying Home Depot shares. Absolutely. So Home Depot, love that earnings. That gives me confidence for more upside on HD. What does HD need to break to really get going? Right here, guys. HD needs to break this 320, 320, 318 area. That needs to break, right? We need to get that push. Nasdaq's moving. Oh, we already looked at this, Ike. Oh, that's retail sales. All right, let's go retail sales. Retail sales is out. No one reminded me, huh? Someone's got to remind me of that. Sorry, guys. All right, retail sales is out. And we're coming down. Okay, retail sales lower than expected. 0.9 versus 1. We needed a nice beat on retail sales there. We did not get that. Huh. Damn, I got $20 in dividends today. Nice. What dividends did I get today? I got, AbbVie. $17 from AbbVie. Isn't that wild? AbbVie gives some just ridiculous dividends, man. $17 from AbbVie, dividend from Costco, dividend from Apple, dividend from Procter & Gamble. Nice. All right. So, retail sales, not good. I mean, just sort of basically, it missed consensus, and I would have liked to see, we really needed a nice retail sales number there to sort of give some hope about the economy there. But, okay, we did not get that good retail sales. We're basically flat. Let's just call it flat, but it is slightly down. You can see the market is reacting off that to the downside. So that rejection up there is very strong. This might sort of put a hinder against stocks like Walmart, Target. What's Home Depot doing off that? Not much. Yeah, okay. XRE is, what's the retail sector? Someone told me it yesterday. Retail ETF is XRT. So, let's see what XRT does today off this retail sales number. But right now, guys, Nasdaq is sort of falling. Nothing crazy. Not a big reaction. Just about 20 points. So nothing too wild. But yeah, that's retail sales. All right, let's continue. We were looking at Home Depot. So Home Depot, if we want to see more upside on HD, we need to break 320, basically. Right? Right there. We need to break that. 320. We need to break 320. If you see Home Depot over 320, I'd probably put a little alert on that. I'm going to put an alert right now, actually. I'm going to put at or above 319.50 just to get an idea of when it gets there. So we'll see. I'm going to keep an eye on HD. Let's see if it gets towards that 320. That's going to be a big level to break. All right, Apple. So Apple has had a nice little bounce off this 138, but I am just a little bit concerned, guys, of this 150. I was talking to you about it yesterday, and I would watch it again today. Apple had another nice little push this pre-market. If we go to the 1-minute chart, we can see we got a push in the pre-market up to 148. But I am just a little concerned about the possibility of a pretty nasty rejection here. Bear flag, right? Bear flag, maybe a push into 150, and then a bear flag back to 138. That's possible. So I am watching this on Apple. 150 looks pretty tough to get through. That's a psychological level. That is also a previous support that will likely turn into resistance. If we see that push into 150, do we create somewhat of a bear flag here, right? And do we get that move below? So that's something I'm watching. Keeping an eye on 150 on Apple, guys. I'd be very cautious trading Apple into 150. You do not have much more meat on the bones here until 150 touches. So just be a little bit cautious. Your margin for upside is slowly declining. So watch out for 150 on Apple. See what it does at that level. If you create some type of bear flag here, this could be a nice little play. All right, you can see it's already starting to form a little bit. We've seen a lot of these bear flags in this market. So watch out for this on Apple, guys. You also have Michael Burry shorting Apple, which I just don't really understand. I got to read more into it. I mean, he could just short ARK. It's probably easier than shorting Apple, but yeah, he decided to short Apple. I think it was because of China reasons, but I'd have to look into it a little bit. But yeah, that's Apple off 150. Keep an eye on that. Tesla. So Tesla's underperforming a little bit here, guys, and it's probably because of the constant flood about Twitter and Elon. I just can't stand hearing about it anymore. I've basically shut down any alerts that, Twitter. I just don't want to see it. So this 760 level on Tesla is very tough. You guys can see right here, 760 on Tesla. This is a very tough resistance that we are not able to get back above right now. So we can see that yesterday we failed the 760 level. We gave it up, which is not a good thing, right? Not good to see us give up that 760 yesterday. We were talking about, right, which way does it go out of this channel? Congratulations to anyone that caught the downside, because we talked about this on the pre-market live stream yesterday. We said, watch out for Tesla today. There's going to be a big move to either direction here out of this channel. Well, it looks like the downside was the move. Just about a 40-point move to the downside on Tesla yesterday. So very nice. Very nice downside move after that range breakout. You can see right here. Now, we need to regain 760. If we can't regain 760, guys, I think you're going to see another 700 test, in my opinion. If we can't regain 760, a previous support, and if that turns into resistance here, then I think the weakness continues. So you guys can see, right? This was resistance here. This was support here. And if this turns into resistance again, that's a little bit of a head and shoulder. And that is also just a very key level that we are not able to get above. And that's going to show me weakness on Tesla. So I'm interested to see if Tesla wants to move lower. Does it want to fill this gap today? Does it want to move back to that 700 support? Yeah, Tesla's was a slow grind, which is not ideal. That's why I didn't really catch much of it. So yeah, I mean, this move was pretty slow, but it was a very nice move in either way. But yeah, Tesla, 760, watch out for that. If we can't regain 760 today, guys, I would be cautious on the upside because that is a big, big level here. You can see we held it all day Friday. We tried to hold it in the after hours. We tried to hold it yesterday, and we failed miserably. So watch for Tesla. Down to 700, I think you can see that if the market is weak and if Tesla is underperforming, I think you can see a retest of these lows right here. 700. That's definitely possible. So I'd watch out. I would also look to see, does it reject 760 again? Right? Do you get another rejection here? That's another thing I'd watch out for. Okay. NVIDIA. So NVIDIA was actually a pretty decent name yesterday, held up pretty well, held up this 170. You guys remember we talked about this 172 yesterday. Look at what it did all day, right? Look at what NVIDIA did all day yesterday. Just sort of chopped at 172 and just continued to hold. Today, you're getting a nice little gap up. You got a upgrade from AMD. So it seems like chip stocks are starting to make their way back a little bit. They have been outperforming a little bit over the last few weeks. But, big but here, that is the fact that you are rejecting this 180 still. You are still rejecting this 180. Support. Resistance. I am not confident that NVIDIA moves higher here until I see 180 break and hold. There's just no reason to sort of chase this upside until you see that. You're not missing out on anything. Right? You are not missing out on anything by waiting for a little bit more confirmation here. It is a nice little inverse head and shoulder. I could definitely see that. Right? Left shoulder, right shoulder. Here's your head. If we were to invert NVIDIA's chart, you would say that that's a head and shoulder formation. All right, look. All the bears, people that like to look for bearish formations, you can't tell me that you wouldn't be bearish on something like this, right? That looks like a head and shoulders to me. Now, where does a head and shoulders usually go? It usually breaks the neckline, right? And it usually slips. All right. So the inverse head and shoulders there, right? It's sort of giving you the idea of the possible breakout over 180. It's definitely there. But we need confirmation, right? In this market, more than ever, guys, you need upside confirmation because it's just not 2020 anymore, right? We don't just get breakouts and continuations like we used to. It's just not something that happens anymore. So I am not touching NVIDIA to the upside until I see a very clear 180 break, some consolidation here. Show me that the strength is there, right? Then I'll play it. But until then, I'm going to save my money. I'm not going to get into a position that's too early. I'm not going to be impatient and say, oh, I'm getting into NVIDIA because I know it's going to break 180. No, that's just not right. So waiting for this 180 to see if it breaks. This is a huge level on NVIDIA. If it does break, we definitely could see some upside, right? If you can get a move, you can probably move into this chop between 200 and 180. It's definitely possible. So that is something I am watching today. For that to happen, you need a strong NASDAQ today, right? You need a strong NASDAQ today for that to happen. And they have earnings coming up on the 25th. Earnings on the 25th. So, interesting chart for sure, right? Definitely something you should be watching. Definitely something you should be watching here. If they reject 180, you get another nice downside play. So either way, right? Either way, I would definitely play the 180 rejection, right? If we reject here again and start to slip today, I'll play it. I'd play either way. I like when stocks are at key levels because it gives me opportunity to both directions. So you have a key level on NVIDIA. This is something I'm interested in because I can either try to look for the breakout or the slip back down to like the 170s. Okay, that's NVIDIA. Very nice chart today. I'll definitely be watching that one. Boeing. So Boeing, if we go to the weekly chart, we are at the big C levels. If I zoom in here, we are sitting at, this is the lows of May 11th, 2020. So this is May 11th right here, and we are sitting at the lows of May 11th. So we're at May 11th levels right now. We're at May 2020 levels on Boeing. This is a nice little area of support. If you do not hold this 120, you're coming down to 92. That is the big C lows, around 89, 90. So I would watch that. But in my opinion, I'm definitely looking to see if there's, I'm not someone that plays Boeing a lot, so I can't give you, I can't give you too much confidence on this idea, but I will share it with you. I like that we're starting to hold that 120. It's just something that I'm watching. Does Boeing continue to hold 120? I would not play it until I see a break of 131, right? Then you have this level here. You have some levels above to definitely be aware of. Boeing also had some bad news yesterday about a cancellation of their 787, I believe. So I'm not too this is like a sort of just an idea, not really something I'm looking to play today. Just something that I would sort of monitor, guys. Boeing sitting at May of 2020 levels. Is there anything to this, any sympathy off this level? Can we break above 131? That's something I'll be watching for. I'll probably put an alert here, actually. Create alert. Let's go 131. So I'll probably see, if this alert pops off, I'll see if there's any, sort of squeeze above this 131, maybe to the 138s. That's something I will watch. But there's a lot of things working against Boeing right now. We need to understand that, right? There's supply chain. There's cancellations of their orders, of their planes. There's just overall pressure on the stock. It's not the easiest time to play upside on BA. If anything, maybe we even look for this, right? Maybe we even look for this, right? Maybe this is a short entry off this 131, right? Maybe this is where you play the rejection. So either way, I think it's a stock to keep an eye out for. Really beat down, possible squeeze over 131 or a possible rejection there. Okay, Facebook, I like the hold of 200. So right here, guys, you can see 200 was a pretty nasty previous resistance. Like a lot of resistance here. a resistance here at 200, a lot of struggle yesterday at 200, but ultimately it got that push midday, came back down to it, and when it came back down to it, what did it do? Right? It held it pretty well. So I'm going to keep an eye on FB today. It's interesting. A good outperformance yesterday by FB. And if we see this 200 hold, I'd be interested to see if there's any more here. Good outperformance on FB. If I go to the 4-hour chart, you can see that this 200, actually, you know what? Hourly looks better. Here's the hourly. You can see that this 200 level sort of spans back to a few weeks ago, right here. 200, 200, resistance, support. So, you know, it's a scalp idea, right? It's a scalp idea of something that may outperform. It's not really a swing idea because it's just been a total chop fest. But if we do hold 200 today, if Facebook is outperforming like it did yesterday, maybe there's something here on FB over this yesterday's high. Maybe you get a little bit of continuation here towards that 208. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'm going to see if you hold that 200. That is something that I'll be monitoring today. Let's go AMD. AMD got an upgrade this morning. And if we go to the 4-hour chart, there's just one thing I want to make you guys aware of, right? I don't want people to chase into AMD today because it got an upgrade. It had a nice day yesterday. It was outperforming for most of the day. But please, 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 this is just like NVIDIA. Please wait for some type of confirmation, guys. You do not need to be a hero that buys AMD under 100 and, you know, tells all their friends that, hey, I bought it under 100, right? You know, I would rather be the trader that sees this, that says, hey, you know, tells their friends, hey, AMD just held 100, nice confirmation to the upside. I'm going to take a play now, right? That's the type of person I'd rather be. I'm not going to try to be a hero here and try to buy AMD calls through a huge supply zone. This is no joke, right? You don't just forget about the fact that there's a huge supply zone up here at 100. So see if it gets above 100. If it holds 100, if it starts to retest 100 and find support, then I'd say you get a little interested. But until then, I would hold off. You could easily see this move. I mean, there's nothing stopping AMD from pushing to 100 and really harshly rejecting off of it. So I'd wait for the 100 break. You guys can see support, 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 resistance, resistance. Is it another resistance? That's what I'd watch on AMD. Okay, I had a Discord member want me to look at, what did he want me to look at? TTD, Trade Desk. So we're going to look at Trade Desk real quick. TTD. Daily chart. Let's get some more time here. So Trade Desk, don't be dumb. It looks like Trade Desk is trying to hold this $40 level. You guys see this shelf right here on TTD? It looks like that's what it's trying to hold. This shelf from back in 2020. July, August, September of 2020, you had this shelf at 40. That's where it's bouncing off of. The only problem I see here is you're just looking like, it looks like you're just retesting these previous lows. This sort of looks like Apple. This looks just like Apple, look. See how Apple is pushing into previous lows? This looks very similar. Look at that. So yeah, on Trade Desk, Mike, if you're watching, I would watch for 52 rejection here. This is a pretty big level. I would need to see it above that. If you do get above that, you probably got some room into the 58s, 57s. But you definitely have a lot of stuff here to watch out for, right? This is not going to be just some easy breakout here on TTD, right? It's going to be a struggle. So you guys can see, look at all this sort of consolidation chop to the downside. It's not just going to do this right through all of that. It's not going to be some easy move through all of this sort of price action. So in my opinion, I think the easier play would be actually to look for this rejection off of 52. I'd look for the rejection off 52 or maybe 57. That's what I'd look for. Okay. Let's go over what you guys have in the... Okay, nothing. Guys, if you are a member of this live stream, you know, make me work a little bit. There's a Google Docs here, and you can put your tickers for us to look at. There is not a single ticker, which makes my job easier. I'm not going to complain about it. Yeah, uh, I'll sort of throw some ideas. Target Walmart. Yeah. Target Walmart. Forgot. I'll go over Target Walmart right now. Target Walmart. Okay. Bro, just go website and F girl. Are you kidding me? We already did Tesla. Target Walmart. So Walmart, ugly earnings here. You guys can see big drop on earnings. You can see it right here. Big drop on earnings. And where's it going next? I would assume it goes to 135. Right here, these lows. That's where I think Walmart probably slips to. 135. Go to the daily chart. You guys can see we did not hold the 142. We are now back at the 135s. This was a big pump, and it looks like the dump. So crazy. Crazy to see. Let's get a little bit more time here. We can sort of get an idea of how quick that was up and down. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Ouch. Boom, boom. Yeah, they said supply chain issues, higher costs, had problems on the profit. Cut its Q2 EPS guidance. Not good. You do not want to see a cut of Q2 EPS guidance. Yeah, not good. I think I'd watch for Walmart back to this 135 today, guys. If you don't want to trade Walmart, I think this could be just as good of a opportunity, guys. And this is Target. Look at this rejection on Target. This is a pretty nice looking rejection, in my opinion. Look at that rejection. Look at this rejection. Look at this rejection. Target reports earnings tomorrow. Watch for this. This might be nice, right? If Target starts to slip as well, this might be nice. There's a gap to fill back at 200 right here. So you can see right here, guys, at 200, you see this gap? You might be able to get a gap fill to 200 on Target if it gets brought down with Walmart, which it absolutely could today, guys. So I'd watch Target to the downside as well. Might be a nice little play there. Okay, let's go over D-Dog. That's what someone put in the ticker in the Google Docs. Yeah, Target is always packed, I know, but guys, it's not always about how many people are in there. I'll go over Amazon and then we're done here. D-Dog, I think D-Dog's come back to the 74. I think it has to. Right? If I look at this chart, where do I think that a stock has to come back down to? I think it has to come down to 75. I don't see why Datadog would hold up in this range. Right? What's going on in this range to make you think Datadog's going to hold up? So I would expect Datadog to slip to the next level of support, which in my opinion is down to this 78. If you go to the 3-year chart, you guys can see right here. In my opinion, when I see a stock get into a channel like this, I think it needs to retest the next channel, the next level of support, which is down at 75. So in my opinion, I think you see D-Dog at 75. I think that's probably where you're headed. You slipped under a very important support right here at 120. Since then, it's just sort of been losing steam. I would look for it back down to 75. Okay, last but not least, Amazon. Amazon, we all know sort of the background behind why it dropped, right? If you come to the live stream, we looked at the volume profile. There was little to no volume in this push to the upside, and when you have a equal reaction, it's equal and opposite reaction. In this case, it's equal and equal reaction, right? So equal reaction, equal to the upside, equal to the downside. No support here. There's not going to be any support here. So coming back down very quickly. Great call out here in the live stream. Congrats, guys, again, if you caught any of that. You're bouncing off the 2050, which is where we talked about it bouncing, right? The next pivot support level at 2050. If we go to the 4-hour chart, so first of all, this is obviously going to depend on the NASDAQ. That's obviously the biggest factor here. But if we go and look at some of these short-term levels, I would watch, first of all, like this 2280 where we rejected yesterday. If you pop above 2280, then I would look for the next level, which is around 2380. So about 100 points higher after that. So look for the 2280. Yeah, it's not equal and opposite, right? I can't use that term because equal and opposite would be, I need equal to equal. But you can see previous support into resistance. Watch out for 220. If it rejects, you come back down. If it breaks, you move up into the next pivot here around 230 or 2380, about 100 points higher. Because you had pretty much an 100-point day right here, so there should be a pretty quick move above that. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. If you want to come hang out in the Discord chat where we trade live every day, you can press that link in the description. I appreciate you guys being here. Unfortunately, I will not be here for the rest of the week. Tuesday or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I will not be here, unfortunately. I am going to a wedding for my best friend, and I'm going to have to go ahead and I can't miss that one. So, that's something I do have to attend. So thank you guys so much for all the support on the channel. Thank you for, continuing to come to this live stream. I hope it is helping. Press the like button if it does. Get us to, we've never been to 1,000 likes. So one day I hope to hit 1,000 likes, but let's see if we can get at least 50% of the people here. 500 likes, that'd be great. 50%, not a bad percentage. What else? I think that's about it. When am I getting married? No time soon. Unless, something comes out of the blue. But at this point, no, not anytime soon. Press the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Have a fantastic week, guys. If I don't talk to you, I'm going to be on the Discord all day. So, if you're in the Discord, I'll be there. Just won't be able to be as active as, I usually am. Yeah, if you guys want to crash the wedding, hit me up. I'll let you know where it's at. No, I'm just kidding. It's not happening. All right, guys. Have a great weekend. I know it's only Tuesday, but I won't be able to talk to you till the weekend. So have a great weekend. Go Max this weekend in Spain. Go Red Bull. And I will talk to you guys. On Monday of next week. Peace out, guys.